Hello, I'm Carly Ann. I'm a self-esteem and relationship coach. I am here to help you build your self-worth so that you can have the extraordinary love that you desire and deserve. Today, I want to talk to you about the very fact that your wounds are your power. And I'm going to start it off with a Brené Brown quote, if I may. Brené Brown, do love her. This quote, Owning our story can be hard, but not nearly as difficult as spending our lives running from it. Embracing our vulnerabilities is risky, but not nearly as dangerous as giving up on love and belonging and joy. The experiences that make us the most vulnerable. Only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light. We have to own our story. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We all have a history. We all have a past. And so many people, including so many of the women that come to me to work with me, hide this, cover it up, whether it is consciously or unconsciously. Your unhealed wounds, they may not be visible, but they are very present in your love life, whether you realize that or not. They are what show up when you get overly sensitive because your partner says something a certain way. They are what shows up when you won't say what you need out loud. They are what show up when you pretend to be someone that you're not, to be liked, to fit in. They show up when you have that voice that tells you you can't. That's your unhealed wounds, stopping you from being yourself, stopping you from experiencing love because of a fear of the past repeating itself, because of a fear of getting hurt. So look, some wounds, they might never be faced, they might never come to the surface, and that's fine. But there are, and as long as you know how to manage what you're dealing with and your emotions, you don't have to face every single wound that you have. But there are some wounds that are ready to be faced. You will know what they are if you ask yourself. If you look inwards, you will know what you are ready to deal with. If you look outwards at what keeps presenting itself to you, the relationship patterns that you keep repeating, you will see the wounds that are ready to be healed. If you allow it, rather than let them control you, your pain, your wounds, they really, really can become a guide for you. They can become a genuine light. And I don't mean that in the cliche way. They can direct you towards what you need to work on, but also who you are and what you are ready to do in this world and in your space. It will sometimes be a wake-up call, like a really painful wake-up call, a crashing down to earth, or you might just simply feel like you've had enough. But when you get there, there will be a point where you decide, okay, I am ready to stop going down the same reckless path over and over again. I'm ready to stop dating the same person in a different suit. I'm ready to stop having my heart broken over and over again. I'm ready to stop holding on to and thinking about this person who I wasn't that interested in anyway. Yeah, when you get to that point, when you are ready to break free, that is when it will be time to really face what's going on. This is when you have a choice to make, to become the leader of your love life, the leader of your life, yeah, to make the choices that it takes to start to take back your power, to start to take back control of your life, to take responsibility of your happiness, of your actions, of how you've got to where you are, not to take blame, to take the responsibility. That's how you're going to then decide how to move on. And it doesn't have to be this complete total reliving and going into the darkness and really feeling it, especially, you know, I know that you've got a life to get on with. It doesn't have to be like that. I think sometimes we can really mistake that. However, the benefit is of going there and facing this. Like I said, it becomes your power. You'll be surprised at how much your purpose and your passions will be led by this if you allow it. And the other thing is that you just become freer. You will be able to have an open heart, have healthier relationships, whether that's the one that you're in now, or whether it is that you invite someone in, or if you're single, you can finally enjoy being single rather than thinking that life should be another way or that you're left on the shelf. You can actually enjoy this experience. This is going to be your moment. Like, if you choose, as soon as you have that moment where you're like, I'm ready, I know what Carly was talking about, I'm there. It's going to be your moment to take care of the parts of you that feel a little broken, that the little girl inside you that is hurting. You know, it's your time to finally be able to meet the needs that you have in a healthy way, and to show yourself the love that perhaps you weren't shown in the past, whether that was as a child or in a previous relationship, whatever it might be, whatever it is that comes up for you. But I know that so often you keep repeating the same pattern over and over again and feeling this pain because you haven't healed the original heartbreak, right? You haven't healed. And often that's because you don't want to face the truth. You don't know how to face the truth. You don't want to go there. You don't want to let go, because then you might have to let go of that person. There's lots of reasons, which is why I love this idea of making your pain your power. Anyone who has worked with me will know that I often say, how are you going to make this pain the best thing that has ever happened to you? So these are my 3 tips for making your pain your power. The first one is own your story. I know firsthand a lot what it is like to hide your story, what it is like to not really be who you are, out of shame, out of pain, but also out of it just becoming normal. It became a skill for me to go into school, lives with my partners, friends, off to uni, my whole new life. It became normal for me to pretend that that whole dark side was never there, and it became just normal. And so to own your story is so powerful. Your past is your past, and it's not all pretty, and maybe it's not supposed to be, you know. Like I said, this can be your power, but hiding it and trying to be someone else and feeling shame and feeling down and anger and frustration and resentment, it's all really normal, but it's holding you back. It's holding you back from living the life that you want to live. But like, worse than that, it's stopping the world from having you, the real you, that's underneath all of the coping strategies that you've now got in place. And it's stopping you from meeting someone on a real level. So the first one is to own your story. And there's so many different ways that you can do that, but I really encourage owning it. And it might just be at this stage that you just even acknowledge, you know what, I have got a story. And it's not who I am, but it is bloody part of me. The second tip that I have for you is to get a coach or a therapist to move through this with, because it can be painful. It's your pain, it's the shadows, but also when you have a coach or a therapist, one, you've got someone there that you can trust. You'll know if you can trust them, you'll be able to feel it. Yeah, and you need that cheerleader, as they help you to become your own biggest cheerleader, as they help you to open your eyes to the other cheerleaders that you already have around you, and to step away from the people who are not serving you. But also what they're going to do is they're going to ask you the questions that you're not able to ask yourself, and to give you the space to own your story and to work through that and to create a new story for yourself, but not losing the old stuff because it's part of who you are, but helping you to be able to carry it, helping you be able to hold that baggage in place. Because listen, if you can't carry your baggage, you cannot be expecting anyone else to come into your life and be able to carry it either. So it is important to be able to work through that. The third tip I have touched on already, and it is to refocus your energy and make your pain the best thing that ever happened to you. The best thing. First, you have to bring your energy back to you. So if it is with someone else, if it's sadness, anger, frustration, whatever it might be, jealousy, and that is with someone else or to do with someone else, you need to bring that home, because you need that. You need that to get on with your day. You need that to look after yourself. You need that to manage the unhelpful stories that you're telling yourself. Your energy can't be outside of you right now. That needs to come home. And then you need to decide what you are going to create for yourself that is bigger than this pain. This is not who you are. I truly believe we are all supposed to experience pain, like highs and lows, ups and downs. And the true experience of life is how we move through that. Life is going to take you down. The question is, are you going to stay down? We don't want our pain to turn into suffering, and that's what it will do. If you don't use it and make it your power and move through it and understand it, and it doesn't have to be something massive, you know, but to take a lesson, to take something from it, some kind of understanding. The alternative is often it becomes suffering, and that is when you go on a date and it doesn't go the way that you want it to, and that might be painful because you had these expectations. However, suffering is when you start to make that all about you, when you start to blame yourself and make it about you as a person that no one wants and taking it really personally. That's when it becomes suffering. We don't want that. Actually, what we want to do is we want to go on that date. Okay, it didn't go to plan. Well, let me learn from it. Well, firstly, maybe I shouldn't have had expectations. What did I like about it? What did go well? How can I help that with me? Help that in the future? You know, what did I not like about it, and how will I grow from that? And also, what parts of it can I just accept? Is that was a date? It's part of my love story. You are the leader of your love story. Make no mistake about that. I say that a lot, and I really, really mean it. So listen, that is my ideas. That is what I help my clients with when it comes to you moving through your pain. Your pain can't hold you back anymore. Not if you decide that it can't have, you know, your life anymore. You are the leader. Make a choice. What's it going to be?